Hi, welcome to Flap, and in this episode we bring you this part 2 of the Olympus OM review. In the first part we went through the generic differences as we did the unboxing, and today's its first day out in the field, so I've actually had a chance to use it, which was very exciting, I have to say. Look, in terms of the differences that we talked about before, one of the things was this slightly larger hand grip area. That is actually quite nice. You can feel the difference. It is noticeably different to the older system. It is larger, but it does give you something a bit more to grip and a bit more firmness to the whole thing. The other thing that they changed was the dial and the button. In the previous ones, the dial sat around the button. Now you can see that they're quite well separated. Look, that has taken a little bit of getting used to, I must admit. It sounds odd, but this flicking back and forth it's quickly adjustable, but it does take a little bit of effort in the first few shots. The other thing that I'm also struggling with a little bit and slowly adapting to is the position of the button. Even though it's in the front again, it must have been down a little bit lower because I keep putting my finger just below the button out of habit, so I've got to move it up a little bit higher. We also talked about the power switch being in a different location. Look, in all honesty, for shooting in the field, not an issue at all, because you turn it on when you get here, you turn it off when you get back again, so it doesn't really matter. One of the big things that we talked about was the improved viewfinder in the new model, OM1, compared to the other ones in the EM1 series, which in all honesty have always been rubbish. In this one, in the OM1, the viewfinder is truly spectacular. It is really nice, it is really clear. You can actually identify the birds properly now with it. Huge difference. They should have done this years ago. Look, if nothing else, if you're an Olympus fan, buy the damn camera just to get the viewfinder, in all honesty. It's certainly changed my day today. It's also looking through the viewfinder, the layout is slightly different. It's probably, I don't know, once again because the viewfinder is clearer, but it's sharper, it's crisper, it's easier to see. There's a little bit of repositioning of where the information is. Most of it is now just all along the bottom, but once again, it's nothing that you look at all that often anyway, and when you are looking through the viewfinder, it's still readily accessible. In terms of any other switches, look, it's all pretty much the same, so they haven't really made much of a difference in the field at all. I did struggle a little bit earlier on. I set the camera up wrong. I thought I'd put it on spot metering, and it was on spot metering, I discovered, but the center point was bouncing around a little tiny sort of cross grid. There's a center point and there's a single point. Got to look at it in the manual, it makes a difference. Once you set up in the single point, it's easy to use and gives you nice, easy to focus images. In terms of focusing, this thing is really super quick. Now, I don't know whether I've just forgotten already how the other one was because it was already fast, but really you can change from a close shot to a far away shot, and as soon as you've pushed that shutter button halfway down, the thing's in focus. It is really, really quick. Very impressed by that. I haven't done any real low light shooting with it yet, so I can't tell you if the extra stopper stability, what difference that makes. One of the other things that the previous Olympus cameras have had is the automatic tracking systems have been absolute rubbish. We've had a little bit of a play with this one today, not a lot of opportunity. Look, in all honesty, once again, I wouldn't say it was expert. On larger birds such as pelicans, it was quite good. On smaller, faster moving objects such as swallows, not a chance. So once again, I need to play around with it a little bit more, but it's an improvement, but I still don't think it's anything that you want to use. You'd be better off just putting it on a broader focus area, putting the speed up a little bit and just tracking everything yourself. We've been shooting for about half a day now and I'm down to 50% battery. So maybe a marginal improvement in battery power, but once again, I'd really recommend getting a second battery. I think you're going to need it. So in summary, what can I say? Look, love Olympus, maybe I'm biased, but at the end of the day, the change to the viewfinder and this has really made a huge difference in the ability to use the camera. Really nice, crisp and clear. You can see things, identify it clearly. Really, it should have been happening years ago with Olympus. In terms of other functions, focusing, super quick, spot on, really nice once it's all set up properly. Automatic tracking, nah, well, what do you say? And just use another function and keep on going. So overall, first impressions, day one, really, really happy, glad I bought it. I'll give you another review in a couple of weeks' time once I've had a good use of it in a wider range of conditions. So until next time, this is Flap, happy birding.